Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Alice. We talk about books. We sometimes do some vlog and lifestyle content. So if you're looking for someone to stick on in the background while you make yourself a meal, clean your room, or do that thing you've been putting off for the longest time, then I'm your gal. So consider hitting that subscribe button. It is free. You can unsubscribe at any time. So come on in, join the family. And if you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for your continued support. Let's get on with today's video. You see me twice in a row, it's crazy. Yeah, we're really going wild with the schedule at the moment, but it's great. Sorry about my crazy hair. I will be tying it up, if that's okay with you. I just felt like it's the end of the year, it's the end of 2024, just going on natural self, and we're just, you know, basking in it before we start 2025 and we start the next chapter, see how it goes, okay? Also, fun fact, I am now 25. When you saw me yesterday, I was also 25. When you saw me in the video before that, I was 24. Crazy. Can you guess when my birthday is? That is the question of the day. Have I mentioned it before? Have I not? So yeah, anyway, that happened, which is pretty cool. Without further ado, I bring to you today the reading wrapped of 2025. Yes, I know the wrapped is the Spotify thing, but you can kind of do it with anything now. So all credits to them. We're just going to do a reading edition. Okay, let's go. Right, hair's going up. Ooh, it's a little low pony kind of morning. Let's do it. Let's do it. Okay, so in 2024, I read, drumroll please, 37 books. Woo! So that's not bad. That's up from the year before. Obviously, we always just want to read as many books as we can. And the last month, December, is always really tricky because if I don't read enough up to a certain point, then I just don't get any reading done. So I've been trying to get onto Iron Flame for the longest time. Can't do it. So we're going to have to absolutely zip into there now and give it a go before we go away. Do you think we can read it in a short amount of time? Who knows? So 37 books, which brings us to a total of 15,863 pages read. That is crazy. When you put it like that into page numbers, that is mad, okay? 15,863, that's almost 16,000 pages I have looked at, I have absorbed, and I have consumed. And there's people that read more than me, people that read less than me, the same amount. It doesn't matter. Everybody's on their own journey. Don't compare yourself to other people. But that is crazy. That is crazy. Also, thanks to Goodreads for some of these stats. They kind of do a year reading wrapped for you. Thanks for that, guys. If you want to sponsor me, go for it. I absolutely love your app, but obviously this is not sponsored. I'm joking. So my top 3 genres, I think we could have guessed this, were romance, fantasy, and then fiction. Yeah, I mean, we had 2 non-fiction books on there, but wasn't ever gonna overrule, was it? So I think that pretty much describes me. I do love a romance, I do love a fantasy, and I will try most fiction. So pretty accurate, I'd say. The longest book I read this year was A Court of Silver Flames, which was 757 pages. Pretty mad. It didn't feel so much like that because I was reading it on the Kindle, so I didn't actually see how it felt to be reading it with the pages. It did feel like it went on for a while, but I still enjoyed it. So longest book this year, A Court of Silver Flames. Reading on the Kindle, it just doesn't feel like it'd be that long, but when I actually think about it, that was the book I kind of spent the most time going through. So yeah, do you know what I mean? Shortest book I read this year was probably the absolute waste of time. That is Conclave in the Penelope Douglas series. It's a little extra novella. It was 114 pages long, and it was 114 pages I wish I could get back. Sorry. Penelope's coming after me just because I bad-mouthed her book. Sorry. The rest of the series was fine. I just didn't see the point of Conclave. That's all I'm saying. Okay, that's all I'm saying. Oh gosh, crying. No crying at the discotheque. The book that took me the actual longest time to read was Why We Sleep. Obviously, as you guys know, I was doing 75 hard, so I was reading 10 pages a day. So that took quite a while, but I enjoyed it. I'm glad we finally got to the end, and it was a really good non-fiction book. So, you know, if you're looking for some recommendations, go have a look, all right? This is also the time I invite you to go back, look at any reviews you might have missed throughout the year, because obviously going on to 2025, we're going to be starting to talk about new books, and, you know, we'll always come back to some of the trusty old favourites, but we're going to just start talking about the new ones we've read. So I will just encourage you to do that while I think about it. I was going to do shortest book, but obviously it was Conclave because it was literally like, I think I read it in like an hour, if that. I don't even know. I don't remember. What's possible? Who knows? I just remember being like, oh, okay. Do you know what I mean? I probably did skim read. Didn't bother doing that, but just for your information. My 5-star reads this year was quite high actually. We had 6 5-star reads. So we had A Court of Wings and Ruin, which we loved. We had The Tale or Song, depending on translation, of Kia, which was nothing like I've ever read. It was my first ever piece of Vietnamese literature and it was amazing. The whole of the Lord of the Rings trilogy, I know guys, there might have been a little bit of bias going in there, but I just thought they were fantastic. They were fabulous. I'm sure The Hobbit will be added to that. I haven't quite got around to finishing it. I will probably finish it today, but I'm already filming this video, so let's just say The Hobbit is included. Lord of the Rings, yeah. And finally, I haven't been entirely honest with you by Miranda Hart. I know, a non-fiction book, crazy guys. I love Miranda and I really enjoyed her book, so I think she deserved 5-star. So those are my 5-star reads this year. Now, this is a big claim, but I think my favourite read this year was, well, it's actually tied between 2. Technically, it's tied between 3, but we're going to say it's actually tied between 2 because of their scores. Either A Court of Wings and Ruin or The Return of the King. So you guys help me decide. I think A Court of Wings and Ruin might just take it, just because it was the most up and down emotions I've had, and something about that really attaches me to a book, whereas I still had up and down emotions in The Return of the King, but I don't know though, it was a bit like, I don't know, it was just so well written and I love it and it was great, but maybe I was just a bit more unpredictable with The Court of Wings and Ruin, so who knows. But I think that is my favourite book of this year, was A Court of Wings and Ruin. Very close with The Return of the King, because I loved it. Notable mentions that we had, okay, this is why one of the ones that also challenged for my favourite book. We have It's in His Kiss from the Bridgerton books. I actually have this one right here. I loved this, Miss Hyacinth. It was great. It was fantastic. Best Bridgerton book I've ever read. So iconic. It even beat Penelope and Godwin, guys. I know. If you haven't watched those videos all about the Bridgertons, go back. Super excited for the next season. Fingers crossed they hurry up, yeah. This book, definitely a notable mention. Another notable mention I'll say is this book, You. This was the most unique book I've read. I didn't read anything like this book this year, and it was very intense, very dark, very crazy, and I will go on and read the other ones as well. Then the other notable mention we have is Fourth Wing. Fourth Wing, I loved it. It was great. And I just didn't quite give it that 5-star, but I do have very high hopes that the rest of the series will go up and up and up and up. But I loved it. It was fantasy, it was dragons, it was great, so you know. And then the let me get it for you, because I might as well have done it with all the others. My final notable mention was A Court of Mist and Fury. This was my next highest rated book from this series, and one of the highest rated books this year, obviously just below 5-star. I really enjoyed this because this is where the books really started to like pick up. There was a lot going on, there was a lot of ups and downs, and I really did enjoy it. Although I did prefer the next book, I feel like this one deserves a notable mention as well. So with that being said, that is my reading wrapped this year. Obviously I did my favourite book. We already know my least favourite book. It was Conclave, but also probably tied with Hooked, as it wasn't my favourite in the world, so we don't need to be too mean, but yeah, those were my least favourite books. So let me know what your reading wrapped is this year. How many books did you read? What was your favourite? What was your least favourite? Let me know all of this in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you have a happy new year, and I'm very excited to see what this year will bring for you. This is obviously if you celebrate New Year on the Gregorian calendar, I believe it is. So obviously I know it's not Lunar New Year yet, but Happy New Year for Lunar New Year as well, or any time that you celebrate New Year. But if you celebrate it on the 31st of December, this is when you'll be watching it, so sending that out to you now. And if you celebrate it another time, sending it out to you then, okay? So I'm excited. I think 2025 is going to be a good year, guys. Don't you? Let's do it. Well, anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give it a big thumbs up, smash that like button, and don't forget to subscribe. Have you subscribed? Thank you. Thank you very much. And as always, until the next one, I'll see you then. Bye! I'll see you guys in 2025. Maybe 2025 we'll find out about the dents. No promises. Okay, no promises. Right, it's time to